Welcome back, everyone. This is Good News Santa Cruz. I'm Paula Maxfield.
And I'm Alex Baker.
Well, Good News Santa Cruz is a creative process. And here's something new for you. We are going to be kicking off our episode with our top 5 good news items that we don't want you to miss.
Let's jump right in.
Yes.
My first pick is the new downtown library and affordable housing project that recently broke ground.
Woohoo!
Woohoo! In addition to a brand new library, every one of the 124 affordable apartments,
124
Yay. Units will be affordable, including a majority reserved for extremely low and very low income residents.
So good.
Also included is a public gathering space, a childcare facility, new commercial space, and charging stations for e-bikes. Love it.
So good.
Downtown just keeps getting better and better.
Definitely. I can't wait.
I can't wait for all the great stuff that will be happening down there. Thank you to all who have worked on this project. It wasn't easy.
No, it sure wasn't. And we really have a lot of gratitude for all those folks.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Awesome. Well, along those lines, in downtown, my pick is the new location of the farmers market. If you've been following the Downtown Library and Affordable Housing Project, then you know that it is being completed on the former site of the Downtown Farmers Market. Some people, I think, were concerned about moving the farmers market, but it is moved and all is well. And I'd say it's more than well. I'd say that the farmers market is in a great location. It's about a block from its old home. The city is closing parts of Church and Cedar Streets on Wednesday afternoons, and it's just glorious. It's like a lot of other cities like Los Gatos and Campbell do it. And the layout and location are so much better. It's a total win-win. So if you haven't been down there,
highly recommend. I really
check
liked
that
it.
out.
Yes. Okay, my third pick for good news is there's another section of the Coastal Rail Trail that is opened, and it's a beauty.
Yes.
It's right near my house. I love riding on it. It's so awesome. The newest section extends from the existing West Side Rail Trail from California Street to the wharf. So now you can walk, roll, ride, however you get around, all the way from the wharf to Wilder Ranch State Park on a trail away from cars. It's just so excellent.
I love it. I just cannot wait for this to be completed.
Yeah.
It can't come soon enough.
I know. I can't wait to go all the way.
It's so awesome.
One side of the county to the other.
That's very good news.
I'm also very excited because it's not every day that a brand new county park is created, but it's happened.
Yay.
And even better, it's in South County where more parks are really needed. The Valle del Pájaro, or Valley of the Bird County Park, is near the county fairgrounds, just outside of Watsonville. It's a beautiful new place to go for a stroll, have a picnic, and I can't wait to make it out there, especially while the weather is so good.
Ooh, I really want to check that out.
Yeah, I love it. So awesome.
Well, we have one more, and I think it's pretty awesome.
Best for last.
Saving the best for last. And if you haven't heard, you need to know that the Cotoni-Coast Dairies National Monument is now open.
Amazing.
It took many, many years, but it's finally happened. A new national monument in Davenport is now open. There are loop trails for hiking and mountain biking, incredible views, really world-class scenery at this national monument. It came together thanks to amazing community organizing by residents and great local nonprofits. And it was formalized into a national monument by Obama. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo.
That's how long it's taken.
I know, exactly. That's true. Just before he left office. So we're so lucky to have this national monument in Santa Cruz County, and this space is preserved forever. And making this national monument actually accessible to visitors was really no small feat. Building the trails is in large part to the fantastic work of nonprofit Santa Cruz Mountain Trail Stewards.
Woohoo!
Yay. And with that, we are so excited to welcome our guest today, Katy Peterson, Marketing and Communication Director with the Trail Stewards, here today on Good News Santa Cruz. Let's jump into that interview now. Okay, we are here with Katy Peterson with the Santa Cruz Mountain Trail Stewards.
Woohoo!
Yay. Can't wait to talk to you today. So before we jump in, fun fact, There are 32 state parks and beaches in Santa Cruz County, but there's only one national monument. And today we're here to talk about the Cotoni-Coast Dairies National Monument. So, Katy, tell us about the Trail Stewards and what you do and what your role has been with the National Monument.
Yeah, so I work for Santa Cruz Mountains Trail Stewardship, and we've really been involved in the National Monument, for almost a decade, throughout the advocacy, the trail design, the trail planning, the fundraising, and the trail development. So we're a 501c3 nonprofit here in Santa Cruz County, and we've been in operation for over 25 years, building and maintaining trails across all parks building and maintaining trails across most of our local parks and open spaces. So for Cotoni-Coast Dairies, this was our opportunity to really build a trail network from scratch and to build a trail network designed for recreation. One thing a lot of folks don't know about trails in Santa Cruz is that many of them utilize existing roads from industrial practices in the region. So a lot of the trails in Wilder, a lot of the trails in Henry Cowell actually utilize existing fire roads from things like lime production, from dairy farming, things like that.
Yeah,
and
wow.
so they don't tend to hold up super well to recreation.
Okay.
So at Cotoni-Coast Dairies, that was our chance to take these 20-something years of experience in building sustainable trails that are purpose-built for trail users to enjoy and really build something for the community that's kind of our new legacy here.
Yeah.
The National Monument is a huge deal.
Well, tell us more about what people can experience with the trails and how many miles of trails and how many trails. Like what are people going to be?
Where, when,
Yeah,
how?
exactly. We need to know.
Why?
We need all the details.
Sure, I can help with that. So there are 3 loops of trail on the property, totaling around 9 miles in length. This trail network uses something called a stacked loop trail design that means that trails get progressively more difficult the farther away you get from the parking area or the access point. So the first loop of trail is really beginner friendly. It's the most accessible on the property. That's called Hawk Trail. It's around 2.6 miles. And it's open to hikers, cyclists, and on-leash dogs as well. This trail is really special because it was actually built to adaptive mountain bike standards. So I don't know if you've seen folks using things like recumbent bikes and hand cycles.
I haven't seen that on the trails.
I've
Cool.
seen that
Yeah.
at Sea Otter and around.
Yeah, exactly. So those trails for that specific group of users has a separate kind of listing of guidelines to make them accessible to that group. So Hawk Trail is accessible to adaptive mountain bike users.
Great.
The second loop of trail out there is called Tree Trail. It's an intermediate loop. Things get a little more narrow. I love Tree Trail. It's my favorite on the property.
Well, what do you like about it?
Good to know.
Yeah,
I know.
It kind of immediately changes. Within about 10 feet of trail, the entire terrain shifts from coastal prairie into these like densely populated redwood forests with really lush ferns. We have this amazing hand-built bridge with a little ocean overlook that's kind
wow.
of peeking through these redwoods. It's absolutely astonishing.
So it's worth it to go that extra little bit because I did the Hawk Trail.
Oh, yeah.
And it was gorgeous. We were just short on time. And I was like, okay, I got the prairie element. But I knew there were trees. I just didn't know I
Right.
had
If
to
you
keep
look at the
going
trail
a
map.
little longer. Yeah.
If you look at the trail map, you can see that there's like amazing ecosystems out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, it's worth the extra hike, the extra little pedal to get out there. Tree Trail is also welcome to on-leash dogs in addition to hikers and cyclists. And then the third loop of trail called Wildcat Trail is the most advanced on the property. And that doesn't allow dogs, but it does offer pretty rewarding views. I would say that these views from Wildcat Trail rival that of places like Big Sur, where you have
wow.
just these sweeping landscapes and enormous ocean views. Like you can see the coast like nowhere else.
And it's literally 15 minutes from the west side of Santa Cruz.
Yeah.
Like 10 minutes. Like, it's so close.
It's pretty amazing. It's an absolutely beautiful property. There's a lot of parking as well, so folks can park just off of Warnella Truck Trail and Cement Plant Road. And there are about
Nice.
60 spots for folks to park with bathrooms accessible. It's
That's
really
a
easy
draw
to get to.
for sure, to be
Yeah.
able to easily park and to have bathrooms.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So with all these different modes of transit on the trail, what is some trail etiquette we should know? You know, if you're a
Ooh.
hiker, you're a cyclist, or have a dog.
Good question.
Yeah, that's obviously probably the number one most important thing that people should be aware of when going out to these trails is that they are multi-use. Everyone's out there with a common goal of having a good time outside.
Of course.
Yes.
So the first thing that we like to encourage everyone to do is just be nice and say hi. That's actually borrowed from another trail stewardship that operates down in LA, but it's a saying that I really try to think about, even if I'm maybe having a negative interaction with someone else in the outdoors, is okay, what can I control? I can be nice. I can say hi to this person. They love the outdoors too, and they're trying to have fun.
Absolutely.
It's
Yeah.
great to be the first person that says hi, too.
Yeah.
Right. That's a nice mantra.
Yeah, and so I think like everyone should just come to the property with a positive attitude because it has just opened, so it's really exciting. It's more popular than ever. I will say that if you're a cyclist, please call out your passes. Please try to ride in control as much as possible, and everyone should please pick up trash. Don't leave poo bags. Don't leave gels. Don't leave whatever
pack
you've
your
got.
trash.
Yeah. Be a
Yeah.
good citizen.
Yeah.
Yeah. But those are kind of the top tips that I'd say that we have. If folks want to learn more about trail etiquette, we have a whole series of trail etiquette comics as well on our website.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, we developed them with a mountain biker who's also an artist. So she created a panel of 8 comics for us, each focused on a different aspect of shared trail etiquette.
That's awesome. Yeah, because sometimes it can be intimidating, you know, if there's a few of you or it's a new trail, so you don't necessarily know exactly where the best place is to step aside or wait. I went with my boyfriend when we kind of waited a long time for bikers to pass because just didn't know what was up ahead. Was this a good spot to step off or that kind of thing? So it was good.
And I think, a little bit of patience goes a long way
Yeah,
in helping everyone have fun outside.
Exactly. And the sight lines were really great. I have to say, at least down at Hawk, the lower one.
Is that a loop too?
Yeah, that's the
They're
lower
all 3
loop.
loops.
And you could see the cyclists coming from quite a ways. And, I'm a very loud person, so they could probably hear me. And we just had a moment of understanding.
And hopefully people are saying on your left or,
Yeah,
giving some
exactly.
sort of a voice recognition that they're coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, very important.
Nice. Well, why don't we jump into the question about what does trail building mean? When you're building the trails, what does that entail?
Ooh, that's a really big question.
Okay. All right. Should I? Okay.
No, I mean, I can do my best to answer it. So for reference, I am the marketing person
Yes.
at the
Yes,
trail
yes, yes.
stewardship. I am not one of the many trail experts that we have on staff. So I apologize if those trail experts are listening to this podcast because I'll do my best to
And you'll do great.
Yes.
recap what they so uniquely provide to the community. But essentially, trail building is a science. There's a lot of quote unquote ologists that are involved in any public access that happens and in any trail building that happens here in Santa Cruz County. So before any shovels can really hit the dirt, you have to bring out geologists, archaeologists, biologists. So there's a ton of surveys that go into designing a trail network and deciding how a trail will move through a landscape. Alex alluded to this earlier, but water is the number one enemy of trails. So the way that our trail design director Drew Perkins approaches trail development is starting with a pretty wide trail corridor and then going out into the field and actually seeing what's out there. So he uses a lot of tools online like GIS tools
Sure.
to understand his best guess at proper trail alignment based on all of the input and data that we have from the ologists. Okay. And then he spends a lot of time, honestly, like bushwhacking in a piece of property through a lot of poison oak to figure out what's going to work.
That's the part I was thinking. It was
Hard
like
work.
a lot of physical labor involved in trail building.
Yeah. If you ever want to be humbled, you can go out in the field with Drew for a bushwhacking session. He's like a little mountain goat. It's really impressive. And he is just an expert at what he does. He's able to see the vision for how a trail should be and where it's going to lie.
Yeah.
So, gradually as the trail comes together, that broad corridor of, a couple dozen feet that you set for an initial design gets narrowed down into the best possible alignment that you have. And that involves, not only the user experience of like how much fun someone can have outside, it's also things like sight lines and, respecting endangered species,
Sure,
respecting
like
areas of
that would be a big
cultural
deal.
importance, stuff like that. So, we have a team that works really hard on that and worked very closely with the BLM and their team of experts as well to create the most proper alignments. And then I'm not sure if you guys are aware, there was a whole bunch of public input as well for these trails. So there were, I believe, initially like 3 different options for trail systems out there. And we had the BLM actually led a few public meetings where folks could speak up and say what they wanted to see out at
fantastic.
the Cotoni-Coast
That's so
Dairies
good.
property.
Yeah.
So we heard from pretty much everyone. There are a lot of voices that were a part of that process, and a lot of letters that were written as a part of that as well. So after, creating all of that, collecting all of that data, then a public access plan is approved. And that is the final say on kind of what's going to go where and how things will look. So at Cotoni-Coast Dairies, there are 9 miles at the upper northern access point. There's going to be another 10 at a southern access point, which we'll build in the future. And then in between those, on this 6,000 acre property, there's a huge wildlife corridor where no trails will be built.
Oh, awesome.
That's so great.
And it'll stay pristine and protected, and yeah.
That's the theory.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, the idea here is that, you're balancing recreation with conservation in a way that's meaningful, but also realistic for the future, meets the community's needs for outdoor recreation, but also does our best to provide meaningful conservation for the local landscapes.
Absolutely. I love that.
Sounds
That's so
like
important.
such a meaningful, amazing project that you're involved with.
Yeah. So I didn't really talk that much about building the trail, but there's a
Going
lot that
back to
goes
the
into
key
it.
messages, it's awesome. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So are there other examples of projects that the Trail Stewards have worked on? If people want to go out there and see what work you've done, like finished trails that maybe have already been realigned. You mentioned that there's like sometimes there's realignment.
Yes. Okay. That's a great question. So we have actually worked on, probably dozens of local trails here. And I'll run through some of our greatest hits. So probably one or 2 that are the most well-known are in the backcountry of Wilder Ranch State Park. When I say backcountry, I just mean not the Bluff Trail. So everything that kind of leads up into Empire Grade.
And like UCSC, like the
Yeah.
borders, yes, UCSC.
Backs up
Yeah,
to that,
yeah.
yeah. So back, I hope I get the year right. Back in 2017, we realigned part of Enchanted Loop, which is one of the more challenging trails out in Wilder Ranch. And that was to provide an improved user experience and easier kind of hike out of that trail loop and avoid muddy sections of trail to reduce erosion and protect watersheds.
Sure, yeah.
And then in 2019, we completed a similar treatment on West Inglesman's reroute. Just so that everyone could have more fun outside and the trail wouldn't be quite as mucky. I think Wilder tends to have a lot of closures.
Yeah.
That wet season, the
Yeah.
mud. And then it's like,
Yeah.
if you're hiking and have bikes out there, it only erodes it more.
Exactly.
So that's so important to give like that trail's breathing room, and then you realign it.
Both of those trails at the Upper Wilder, they're really popular with hikers and bikers. Up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get quite a few trips out there. I don't know if it's still in place right now, but I believe we had around 60,000 trips per year via a trail counter we had out on West Inglesman's trail.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I didn't
really
know that there were
Incredible.
I know. Did you know there were trail
There's
counters?
got to be one crazy guy like going out there a couple times a day.
Wait, one person, not a machine, not a device, not like a trail cam?
Yeah, I mean, one of the other trails we work on is the University Connector Trail, Yukon, that connects Emma McCreary Trail up to the university campus. And that trail gets like 120,000 trips per year. It's absolutely incredible.
That's wild.
Yeah, that is.
People really love their trails. People get
yeah.
outside here all the time.
They do. I mean, that's what's so exciting about this community is like we have our trails, we probably have our go-tos, and then to have another new go-to that's so close, it's so exciting, and it's something brand new like that you haven't done before.
Yeah, and there's just even more coming. this first 9 miles, it was quite a feat for our organization. You know, we're a small nonprofit, to really support all of the fundraising, all of the trail design, and all of the trail building. So we have a tight crew of professional trail builders, but we also had about 900 volunteers participate in the trail building process.
Oh, wow.
And they put in over 10,000 hours of trail work, just because they love trails deeply. So these are folks like you and I who just went out there with our staff. We teach people how to build and maintain trails, and they helped bring these trails to life. So none of this would be possible without, you know, the donors who are also trail users, or the volunteers who really put their money where their mouth is, put their the
time,
sweat
their
equity
time.
into the trails.
Yeah.
Well, we haven't outright said it, but like, this is a free park. These are free trails.
Yeah.
You don't have to pay to go. Like, this is a free new
Yeah,
resource for our community. And that's
So
huge.
awesome. Definitely. So the Trail Stewards relies on donations. Talk a little bit about your fundraising efforts.
Sure. So we are largely funded by individual donations. We also pursue grants or partnerships, and we have a fee-for-service income stream where we're able to generate additional revenue to support our efforts.
Fantastic.
But yeah, for the most part, our work is supported from folks who really love trails and are generous enough to support our work. You know, the opening of Cotoni-Coast Dairies is something that a lot of people put a lot of resources into. And so it kind of feels like a once in a lifetime project to be a part of.
Yeah.
But hopefully
Absolutely.
it'll be twice in a lifetime when we build those next 10 miles of trail down over near Panther Beach and have a second opening.
And talk to us a little bit about the timeline for that.
Yeah, so we're kicking off fundraising for that now. We have to raise about $2.8 million to build those trails. $2.8 million for 10 miles of trail seems expensive, but these trails also include wheelchair accessible trails. There's just not that many open spaces that offer something meaningful to that community of users. So the trails that Drew's designed actually are a pretty robust part of that network, and they follow this this kind of cliffside overlook where you'll be able to see the ocean from every angle. It's absolutely astounding.
That's really special. That makes me really happy.
Yeah. So we're kicking off fundraising for those. We're going to get shovels in the dirt as soon as possible and hope to align an opening in the next couple of years here.
Yay.
Support
Yeah.
Trail
I
Stewards.
know. Yeah, do it today.
Do it today. If you love trails. Should we play our game?
Yes.
Okay, so we have a little game.
Okay, we didn't tell you about the game, so you are...
It's the shortest,
Surprise!
funnest little game. So we have this segment called Good Stuff, and it's basically where we learn a little personal information about you.
Ooh, okay.
And the key is, so what we're going to do is we're going to ask you 3 questions, and you answer in 3 words or less.
Oh, okay.
Hopefully 1.
Yeah, we're trying to get one word.
Yeah.
But we know that can be,
And it goes
a
really
stretch.
fast, and it's super fun.
Okay.
I swear. Okay, are you ready?
I think so.
Okay.
I hope so.
Okay. Favorite eats, food, or place?
Ooh,
In Santa Cruz County, I should say.
probably Bantam.
Delicious.
Yeah.
We're not supposed to
Good.
comment.
Oh,
on
yeah.
that.
I'll stay quiet.
Yum. What's your definition of fun?
Outdoors.
Brilliant.
That's not super surprising based on what we've heard here today.
We probably. Where or what's your happy place?
I don't have a surprising one. I feel like it's like my favorite trail.
Yeah. Okay. Well, what's your favorite trail?
Ooh.
What's your favorite trail today? in
Okay,
this
no,
moment?
my favorite trail is Tree Trail at Cotoni-Coast Dairies. It actually is. I wish I were making that up, but I threaten to just bring a lawn chair out there and a Wi-Fi hotspot and just sit out there and
Just do your
work.
Nice.
It's got like a built-in cooler. Like the air temperature drops like 10 degrees whenever you're out there.
I love that. Okay, it's on my list.
Yes, I know.
I'm
we might need a
taking your
Katy
happy place.
Peterson bench there at some point. Yeah.
Katy Peterson, happy place.
Yes, love it.
That's our little game.
Yes.
Is that
Cool.
little fun? You did amazing.
Thanks.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today. And thank you to the Trail Stewards for making nature available and accessible to everybody to enjoy.
Absolutely.
Thanks so much for having us. Yeah, we're thrilled to get to do the work that we do every day.
Good News Santa Cruz is produced by Paula Maxfield, Alexandra Baker, and Calvin Men, with the creative team of Bill Maxfield, Natasha Asfor, and Connor Alexander. Good News Santa Cruz is a production of Miller Maxfield Inc.
Thanks for listening.